23. That is how many years have passed since I was born. It feels as if yesterday when I was 18. In fact, those recent years passed so fast that I recently got myself thinking deeply about this time and my age. I'm currently at a point where I need to make some really important decisions. You see, at this age, there are still so many different options, so many different roads that I can take. At this age, we are nothing but potential, and I absolutely love it. But there comes a pressure with it. The pressure that can turn into FOMO, fear of missing out. The anxiety that we might be missing better opportunities elsewhere. And it pushes us to make fast, irresponsible decisions just because of this idea that life is passing right now and we need to do something about it immediately, now. And it drains you. I don't want to demonize social media, but I think it has its fair share in all this. You see those ultra-successful young adults, millionaires at your age, those happy couples so you feel broke and lonely. But is that actually true? You might develop the sense of inadequacy which further makes you impulsive. Or you might have analysis paralysis. It's when you recognize the immense amount of options and you become paralyzed. And you can choose, so you end up making no decision at all. So you feel stuck. Sometimes I found myself experiencing both FOMO and analysis paralysis. As I said, I'm 23 years old and I can work from anywhere I want as long as there is an internet connection. Some of the questions that I consistently ask myself are, should I move somewhere else? There must be better opportunities elsewhere. Or maybe I should change my job or even start a business. Or maybe I should focus more on my personal life and find a girlfriend instead. That is FOMO. But which country should I visit? Which business should I start? When should I change my job? And should I approach that girl? Is she the one? That's paralysis analysis. Well, I'm exaggerating it and making it a little too dramatic just to illustrate how overwhelming it can be. Just mere 20 years ago, it was not like this, because we were not connected so much. For most of the human history, people's options were limited. But now things have changed. Someone living in a developing country in a tiny village can see the life that an influencer lives in Dubai or New York. Our exposure has increased, and with it the feeling that everyone has made it except us, that we are the ones that are left behind. One of the solutions would be recognizing that comparison kills the joy in your life. We humans compare ourselves with each other a lot because it's deeply rooted in our psychology and evolution. We do it because we seek self-evaluation, to understand our own worth or progress, belonging, to fit in or align with others, and motivation, to inspire improvement or effort. It sounds all right, doesn't it? Well, it's complicated. As I've mentioned, in today's world when we compare ourselves to those idealized images, it often leads to feelings of envy, resentment, insecurity, and a sense of inadequacy. The first step is to recognize the fact that most of it is not even real. We don't know the people, we don't know about their daily struggles. We just see the facade, because that is what they choose to share. And so we make quick conclusions about how great someone's life is. I've met so many people, if you could check their Instagram, you'd think that they're one of the happiest people around. But it's enough to talk to them just a few minutes and you realize that it's all made up. Secondly, even if it is real, it makes absolute no sense to compare yourself with anyone, because as humans we're deeply unique. We have different strengths, different abilities, and different life experiences. Maybe someone has achieved early success, good for them, but that is not a rigid standard for you. I mean, if it motivates you, great, but we should focus on our own lives. Realizing this helps you avoid the trap of endless comparison and overthinking, because you finally understand that you have your life, your reality, and you will find your unique way of dealing with it. I love Jordan Peterson's quote about it. Compare yourself to who you were yesterday, not to who someone else is today. Once you stop comparing yourself with others, you create the space to think, reflect, and set your own goals. As you come to understand how unique your life and circumstances are, you begin to gain some direction, and you stop borrowing other people's goals and aspirations. If you don't do this, you risk spending your entire life climbing a mountain, only in the end to find out that it was the wrong one. As Steve Jobs said, your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Don't let the noise of other people's opinions drown out your inner voice. When it comes to goals, my approach is to set realistic but challenging goals. I've found this balance helps me the most. If my goals are too small or too easy, they don't push me enough. On the other hand, if they're too big and too unrealistic and I focus too much on the distance between where I am right now and where I want to be, it overwhelms me. So I found this sweet spot that helps me grow and keeps me challenged at the same time. This might sound like a cliche, but my advice is to start small and build your way up, appreciating every little win along the way. Something else that stands out to me is how much we tend to overthink. Yes, it's a special age, a special period, but that is all it is, a period. And just like all the other periods, it's gonna pass. The worst thing we can do is to waste this precious time obsessing and worrying about every little detail, endlessly planning for the future without embracing the present that we actually have. Of course, we should plan for the future, but in a way that does not paralyze us now. As Marcus Aurelius said, don't let your imagination be crushed by life as a whole. Don't try to picture everything bad that could possibly happen. Stick with the situation at hand and ask, why is this so unbearable? Why can't I endure it? You'll be embarrassed to answer. So instead of seeing this age and this period as some sort of crossroads, we should embrace it as part of a continuous flow, a vast highway where every single step matters, but no single moment defines us. Thanks for watching.